my name is Ellie Hines, and I'm running for historian. One thing that would make me a great historian is my ability to do great research. Here's a collection of research I did on our school. Getting to Know Your School and Everyone in It by Ellie Hines. Thomas Edison Charter School was established in 2002. We have high standards and a great curriculum. We're known throughout Cache Valley and even throughout Utah for all of our fabulous students. And of course, there's all of our amazing teachers. Mrs. Bentley. Through my research, I discovered that before deciding to teach math, Mrs. Bentley was a secret agent for the CIA. Haven't you always wondered what all those years in Germany were for? Now you know. The CIA has contacted me and bribed me into not sharing details of Mrs. Bentley's missions, but I can say that she has saved all of our lives. Now that's a teacher. Mrs. Benyon. Yee-haw! Believe it or not, Mrs. Benyon was always a pure country girl. She spent the first part of her life riding bulls and junking for apples. She even got the blue ribbon at the county fair. Miss Katie. Have you ever wondered about Miss Katie's obsession with Superman? Well, wonder no more. Miss Katie has saved the world countless times as Supergirl. She became a science teacher to find a way to make kryptonite not dangerous to Superman. Now that he is cured, he has proposed to her. Mr. Packard. Have you ever thought it was funny that Mr. Packard and this guy shared the same name? Well, turns out that every time Mr. Packard turns 80, he regenerates into another body. He's more than 300 years old. He's so smart that he even created these bad boys like the Packard car and computer. Mr. Lowe. Turns out, Mr. Lowe keeps more than a few secrets about his childhood. Abandoned in the Yellowstone forest as a baby, he was raised by a pack of wolves. One day, a herd of deer and birds came by and trampled his wild family. Mr. Lowe hunts this species today to avenge his parents. Mr. Dunn. Mr. Dunn has always been a big name in tie fashion. He designed many stylish ties and sold them throughout the world. He then discovered his love for music and spent his family fortune on going to music school. Mr. Wendell. Mr. Wendell snuck out every night to the opera house to practice opera with his cat. Soon he began to perform worldwide and later picked up flute and other musical instruments. He was later kicked out of the opera company because of a strange tendency to pet dead squirrels. Mrs. Daines. Mrs. Daines used to be a drill sergeant in the U.S. Army. She switched to middle school for a real challenge. Miss Summers. Professional hacker for the government? I think so. You can clearly see where she got all of her computer smarts. Mrs. Boston. Mrs. Boston loves music, so much that before she taught here, she was an official roadie. Turns out doing band laundry wasn't the life for her. Miss McCoy. Miss McCoy has always had the taste for the arts. She used to be a famous art thief. Once she discovered her own talent for art, she abandoned her crimes and began to paint and teach art instead. Last, but certainly not least, Mr. Jackson. Back in the day, Mr. Jackson was a disco star. He was the president of Disco United and spent every other day practicing his moves on the dance floor. Let's be remembered. My name is Ellie Hines and I am running for your historian. I just want to share with you a very simple message. Let's be remembered. You are the Thomas Edison Charter School students of 2013 through 14. We are the Thomas Edison Charter School students from 2013 through 14. We are great. Let's be remembered. But what will we be remembered for? If I am elected to be school historian, not only will I create something wonderful that will help people remember for years to come, but I will also contribute to new ideas and activities the student council produces. Let's be extraordinary. Let's do amazing things this year and change the school forever.
I love you, Ellie!
I love you, Reverend Stu! Thank you, my name is Ellie Hines, that's me remembered.